I am convinced that God's love and joy are completely and entirely inseparable. John 15, verse 9 through 11 says, "As the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete." That tells me that God's love is the only joy that actually exists. And without it, apart from it, we cannot have actual real joy. Our joy is not complete without him.
It will bloom into this flower. What is this?
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
The Proverbs 31 woman was noble and dignified, but there is nothing noble or dignified about a complaining woman. Capable women don't complain. They take action to change the situation or have enough faith to accept the things they cannot change. The best gift you can give yourself and those around you is an optimistic, can-do attitude. These are the words that I read from my book, Becoming the Woman God Wants You to Be. Later, she writes, "Lately, I've been spending time with my husband's 104-year-old great-grandfather, Mike the Chief Nasco. He still lives independently, drives, works from home several hours a day, and even does his own grocery shopping. In short, he's more active than many people half of his age." She writes, "Here's what he had to say about the role of attitude. I have always chosen to look at the world and everyone in it from an optimistic viewpoint. I find that when I believe the best in people, it brings the best out of them. Recently, I began to second-guess my convictions. All we hear on the news is bad news about the world gone wrong. I began to wonder if there was goodness left in people. So one morning, I decided to conduct an experiment. I would greet 50 total strangers and see how they responded. I walked to a nearby bus stop, took a seat, and began greeting passersby. I'm happy to report that 49 out of 50 people cheerfully greeted me in return." I read that and I thought, wow, 49 people greeted him. There's always that one, there's always that one. And then I thought to myself, Jordan, there was 49 people that greeted him. We're sitting here talking about the glass half full in this book. She's talking about that. And having joy and emulating joy in your life and graciousness and kindness to others. And here I am pointing out the one out of 49 or 50 people. Donna Partow, the author, says, "To me, it's a simple choice. You can choose to see the glass as half empty and be mad, or half full and be glad. You can look at all that's right with the world and the people in it and be happy, or you can look at all that's wrong with everyone and everything and be miserable." Lately, I've noticed that joy seems a lot like love in the sense that you have to really be intentional with choosing it in moments that are difficult and circumstances are not in our favor. And a lot like relationships, when things are difficult and maybe it's really hard to love that person in that moment, but it's the best thing. It's choosing what's best for them in that situation versus how we feel like reacting. And I think that joy is the same way. We can choose to let the enemy steal our joy and be miserable and meditate on negative thoughts, or we can choose to meditate on God's goodness and his faithfulness and how gracious he is and compassionate and slow to anger, and we will find ourselves in a much different situation. It might not even actually change our circumstances, but it could certainly change how we feel about them. Proverbs 14:1 says, "Every wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands." Perhaps every choice that we make in our day can either build up our house or tear it down. Every word that we say can either add life to it and be building on gladness and thankfulness and pouring out love into our children, or it can be tearing ourselves down, tearing our husbands down, tearing our kids down. And that's not to say that everything weighs on us, right? Like, there is still grace, thankfully, because we are all human. However, what if we woke up in the morning and decided to speak joy and life over our day, even though we have a long to-do list running through our head? Maybe we don't have the energy that day. Maybe we started our period that day and we're just not feeling it. Maybe it's rainy. There could be all kinds of things working against us, but we can still make the decision to choose to be capable, strong women who are going to go about the day and handle the tasks set before us that God has given us. Because if He has entrusted these things to us, these people to us, then He knows that we are capable of doing it alongside of Him, because He is capable and faithful. And I think that all that He is asking us to do is to trust Him. And in the process, we're just being willing to do what we can. Like, how often do we just want our children to just try and do the best that they can? And that is plenty for us, that we're just happy when they try something new, when they try a new food, or they try to put on their pants for the first time, or their shoes. Those are big wins. We just want to see a willing heart, and we will help them do the rest to try to learn how to do those things and strengthen that. And in the same way, God wants us to be strengthened in these tasks that He's given us. And I think He wants to mature a lot of us believers, and specifically moms, who we might get overwhelmed very quickly, and maybe we need to mature emotionally. I know I am one of those people that needs to mature emotionally with anger and just not giving up and throwing in the towel just when things get hard. And so today, let's try our best to be the capable women that God wants us to become, the women that He sees us as, because even before we see ourselves as capable women, He sees it in us.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting old.
I hope that you felt encouraged by this video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. The like button will help me out with the algorithm. And click that subscribe button if you want to see more videos just like this one. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one.